Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Governor Andy Beshear visits some of the hardest hit communities during last week's historic flooding. And volunteers at an Eastern Kentucky hospital work hard to give those affected by the flooding some much needed supplies.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good Monday morning to you. It's almost 5 o'clock. I'm Dakota Makris. It's good to be back with you. Let's take it over to Brandon real quick. Brandon, well, you can hear it. The rain is coming down here at the station in Hazard, and certainly something we do not need.
No, exactly. And a lot of the areas that got worked over last week are continuing to see some of that rain this morning. Let's go right to line pinpoint Doppler radar, and you'll see again a lot of action going on out there this morning. And I'm going to zoom in on a couple of locations here for you, and I'm going to zoom in basically on the hardest hit parts of the region from last week's flooding, and they're seeing more rain this morning. That includes Buckhorn, over toward Hazard, over toward Letcher County. So again, places that do not need any more rain, getting some heavier bands right now. So we'll continue to watch that and keep you posted. That flood watch was allowed to continue. Will be allowed to continue until 8 o'clock this morning for most of the region. I just saw them push that back out around 4 o'clock. They were going to continue that until 8. Visibility is rough out there, and there's ponding water in some of the roadways, and it's a little bit on the deep side at times. Trust me, I know that from personal experience, so continue to be careful if you are out and about this morning. As you head on to temperatures, a couple of sensors still out, but that's power issues. It's not really a issue we can deal with there, but you see a lot of 60s and 70s out there this morning. I think we dropped to closer to 70 by about 7 o'clock, but again, it's just going to be back and forth rain chances throughout the morning and throughout the daytime hours, but we have a new threat that's going to come into play tonight. I'll talk more about that coming up in just a little bit. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, it's certainly been a devastating and exhausting time here in our region. Governor Andy Beshear visited 3 Eastern Kentucky counties hit hard by the flooding. At his stop in Perry County yesterday, he and local leaders talked about recovery and rebuilding efforts. Governor Beshear says it will take time, but slowly Eastern Kentucky will build back its infrastructure.
The next couple days are going to continue to be tough, but I promise you life will get better. We will get everyone stabilized.
The governor reports 28 deaths, but WYMT confirmed 6 deaths on Sunday, but those numbers were not included in his official report. Democratic nominee for U.S. Senate Charles Booker went to Letcher County to donate supplies. Letcher County Central High School has been a hub for supplies in the area. People from all across the county have lined up to get water, food, anything that they need. Booker says he felt like being there was a priority.
In the hard times, we don't back down, we stand up. And when we saw this flood hitting and heard the news and all the devastation, and I have loved ones here that have lost everything, I just did what I was taught to do. You stand up for family.
Well, Booker says the images bring tears to everyone's eyes, even outside the region. The flooding has left many people without homes and necessary medicines for them to survive. To make matters worse, doctors' offices have also been damaged. Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation has been able to stay open in a small part of its Whitesburg building, but not without dealing with its own damages. MCHC CEO Mike Cottle says a lot of the equipment can no longer be used.
Yeah, the water, you get into this, and then you have to start worrying about mold and things like that. They've been in, all the machines are, all the chairs and stuff are non-operable at this point.
Cottle also says MCHC's chiropractic center, which opened 3 months ago, had 5 feet of floodwater tear through it. Volunteers at Highlands ARH Regional Medical Center in Prestonsburg are putting together bags to give people in need of supplies, whether that be food or cleaning products. An assembly line full of volunteers spent the weekend preparing everything and anything a flood victim may need. Regional CEO Tim Hatfield says this is all about helping communities devastated by flooding, and no matter the situation, he hopes people stop to get what they need.
No questions asked. So if you have a family member drives in or a neighbor comes in, they pick up goods and services for you. Our intent is to make a difference in the community.
Those in need of supplies can go to the medical center today from 9 to 11. There are also items like baby food and pet food available. As many Appalachians inside and outside of eastern Kentucky rally to help one another following the flood, several eastern Kentuckians are coming back home to help communities that raise them. Former WYMT anchor Sherry Sparks is one of those eastern Kentuckians who wanted to help her hometown. Sparks returned to the Buckhorn area from Cincinnati to aid in relief efforts. She says although it's devastating to see what the flood left behind, she is moved by how eastern Kentucky has come together during the past few days.
If you are from here, your heart is here, and you jump into action when you need to, and so that's what a lot of people do, and I'm just so proud to be from here, and to have people telephone me, say, what can we do? And that's what it's all about. It's a great community.
Sparks says the power company arrived to the area on Sunday, but so many people are still without water and power. She is also asking for community support in getting Buckhorn Elementary up and running again so kids can return to school and so school staff can return to work. Hazard High School has become another flood relief donation and pickup site for the people of Perry County and beyond. Those with Hazard High School relief efforts say they gave out hundreds of cases of water on Sunday. The school's youth service coordinator, Helen Williams, says she is amazed by how much support they have received in this time of need.
The outpouring from our community and just people outside of the community. I've even had people, friends of mine from California, that have called and have sent money in for us. And so it's just us coming together. It's what we do. Perry proud and Appalachian strong.
Williams says if you are interested in donating items, you can call Judge Scott Alexander's office or Hazard High School. As of now, they are in need of cleaning supplies and anything that can help clean up mud left behind from the flood. Well, this past weekend, the Kentucky Humane Society in Louisville transported more than 100 animals from shelters in eastern Kentucky to KHS facilities. The animals came from shelters in Hazard and Prestonsburg. The Humane Society also delivered some supplies to shelters there. Officials say taking in those animals that were in the shelters before the flooding will free up room for the local shelters to help reunite lost pets with families and also be able to take in any more pets surrendered. Well, thank you so much for getting your Monday morning started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we come back, we take a moment to remember the lives lost to one of the most aggressive forms of cancer.
Our severe weather alert day continues as more chances for heavy rain and strong storms enter our area later tonight. I will have the very latest in 3 minutes.